Being an artist on the internet, my friends have always sent me Reddit threads from art delusional artists or art choosing beggars to ask my opinions on them or to just laugh together. Ever since I posted a video talking about a story from the subreddit Am I the Asshole, people have sent me tons of them. Some about artists and some just random ones. The internet is filled with stories about all kinds of artists and art lovers. This is to say, I read my fair share of stories and sometimes people are like, you should make a video about this one. The thing with most of them is that, especially with the ones in AITA, most of them seem either fake or just posted to show how much of a good guy someone is. A lot of stories, the poster seems to know they're not really the asshole, but they kind of want to brag about or complain about someone in their lives. I don't want to make a video just ripping on someone for no reason or telling a tale that is clearly fake. With that being said, every so often I encounter posts that actually have stories to be learned from. That was the case with one of the more recent videos about the guy who traced the Genshin Impact art contest. There's tons of tracing on the internet, but I felt like from this particular story there was a lot newer artists could learn from. I just don't want to sit down and talk about tracers or art thieves doing the same thing over and over, even though I do sometimes watch that content. Today I have two stories from AITA that are not new at all. One of them was actually sent to me around the time I made my last video, if I remember correctly. But I was reading through them and I realized that there is something to be learned from them, especially if you're starting to take commissions or if you're looking for commissions. One has the perspective of a client and another of an artist, and I think that's what makes them interesting and why I decided to make a video about them. I'll be reading these posts for you today and then talking about my opinions and similar experiences about them afterwards. I will leave the original post in the description. AITA for telling a friend that her artwork is not my style and that is why I don't buy her art. My friend is an artist and draws really realistic, very classic, traditional looking animal portraits. It's her main source of income and she really pushes her business, in particular portraits, as gifts, especially around the holidays. She uses a tan texture paper she loves and draws with colored pencils. I once asked if she ever thought about using a different kind of paper for drawing for those that don't really care for that look of it, and she said absolutely not, because she loves drawing on the paper she has. Between us, I do not like the look of her art at all, but I have never and will never tell her this. I hate the paper she uses. It gives the drawing a weird texture look because of the way the paper is made, and I'm not a fan of the light faded colors she uses. It's not my style, and as talented as she is, I have never bought art from her because I don't care for it and it doesn't appeal to my own art taste. My problem is that I recently purchased a commission from another artist. Her art style is more modern. She uses Copic markers and a clean, bright paper. Her style is bold, bright, and fun. I had her do a modern piece of my dog that is a gift for my fiance. I posted it on social media when I got the finished piece and gave it to him, and tagged the artist and thanked her for the beautiful work. My other artist friend saw and confronted me and asked why I didn't use her. I explained that I find her extremely talented, but her art style and her medium are not my taste for my own personal style. She lost it, called me names, told me I'm unsupportive, said I would rather give strangers money than her. The artist I used was another friend, but she did not know that. She's now bad-mouthing me to mutual friends and passively aggressively posting about me on social media. Am I the asshole for being honest about why I never purchased her art? Needless to say, you don't owe your artist friends anything. I've said this before, but your friends don't have to buy art, watch your videos, buy products you're selling, etc. That's not what friends are for. Sure, it's nice when your friends support your business, but at the end of the day, they don't have to do anything that involves money. I can totally understand OP in this case. I know so many people who have started small businesses and some of the stuff they sell or the services they provide, they're not my thing, and that's okay. I'm not their client, I'm their friend. From an artist's perspective, I don't ever expect my friends to come for me for art commissions. Hell, I don't even expect my past clients to come back to me. I've had clients who are also friends who've commissioned art from me, and then they started commissioning other artists too. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe they found someone they like more. Maybe I'm not in their price point. Maybe they just want something I can't provide. OP had a very valid reason not liking someone's art style or medium is a perfectly good reason to not want to commission someone. Especially because the artist friend here doesn't work for cheap. I saw that OP mentioned that they charge $75 for a postcard size drawing. Now, I'm not saying that's overpriced or anything, but I can imagine what a bigger size would cost based on that, and why would you spend your hard-earned money on something you don't like, that is a gift to boot, just to please a friend. OP also mentions that they have asked before if their friend will be willing to work on a different medium, and she said no, which is fine. You work on whatever makes you more comfortable. But then you can't complain if someone doesn't want to commission you for those reasons. For example, if I say I don't draw, I don't know, furries, and then one of my friends commissions another artist for furry art, I can't complain about my friends not coming to me. I can't expect my friends to not get what they want because I can't provide it, or to settle for whatever I want to do. OP didn't even have to give an explanation. People can commission whoever they want, even if they're a friend or a stranger. Some artists have a mentality that every other artist is a competition, and that's not right. Every artist has weaknesses and strengths. They have something they specialize in. They have their style. A client can just look for what they like. I don't think someone who does cartoon style emotes, for example, something I get tons of commissions for, is my competition. Because even if we do the same thing, our work is still different. And some people are going to prefer their work. Some people are going to prefer mine. It's all in taste. Back to the post, not only was the artist friend incredibly entitled, but also very unprofessional. You don't just go on social media and talk shit about someone for commissioning another artist. That definitely had to cost her some clients, because that's not someone I would want to hire. In conclusion, OP is obviously not the asshole. Artist friend needs to first accept that not everyone has to like your work. 2, your friends don't have to support your business. And 3, learn to be more professional. AITA for refusing to draw my cousin's commission. My cousin's birthday is coming up, and she had asked me about a week ago if I'd be willing to draw her OCs, original characters, for her instead of getting her a present. I normally never agree to do free work for people because it can very quickly snowball out of control if someone heard I was doing free work. But since she's my family and it's her birthday, I agreed to do it. However, once she sent me the details of what she wanted, I very quickly backed up. Without going into too much detail, she wanted some NSFW, not safe for work art of her OCs, doing some very NSFW things to each other. I let her know that I don't do NSFW stuff, but would still be willing to draw her characters as long as we kept things PG-13. No judgment or anything like that, just letting her know that I wasn't comfortable with doing NSFW stuff. She didn't take it well, and this led into several days worth of angry texts and phone calls between the two of us that eventually culminated in me telling her to find someone else to take the commission, and her writing a melodramatic rant on her Facebook and Instagram about how I was slut-shaming her and kink-shaming her. Am I the asshole? Okay, so here we have kinda the opposite perspective, which is why I thought these two stories work so well together for this video. In this instance, the client, in this case OP's cousin, is being very entitled and is definitely the asshole. Artists usually have a list of things they do and don't do, and clients should always respect that or find someone else. Not doing NSFW art is very common since not everyone is comfortable drawing it. Regardless of the reason why an artist chooses to not do it, for example, I can maybe draw some titties if you want, but I won't do anything explicit because anatomy is hard. Me denying an NSFW commission doesn't mean I'm slut shaming or kink shaming. Is that I don't think I would do a good job. In this case, it seems OP just prefers doing PG-13 art, which is also a perfectly valid reason. I can understand someone not wanting to draw explicit art because it goes against their values, or it's just not comfy for them. I can imagine too that many artists will need reference for that, and not everyone is comfortable just googling nude images to draw some OC fan art. This story though has another layer. It's a family member, and they want it for free. Let me just say this off the bat. Charge your family for work. Unless you want, for some reason, like OP here said, it was her birthday, then that's understandable. But treat your family members like clients as well. Just because someone is family doesn't mean you have to give them free work. I know so many people who spend so much time working for free for their family members, doing full-ass logos and business identities, things they could charge so much money for, but they're family, so it's free. Unless you're in a position where you're stable financially enough and or your family members really need the art for free for some reason, then I guess that's okay. Although in my opinion, art is a luxury, not a necessity. It's not like you're a doctor or a lawyer that can provide a service that might be life or death. You're an artist, and drawing will never be that vital. I think the only instance I can think of where I did art that was given to someone for free was when I did a banner for a church, but I got paid by a person and the person donated it to the church because it wasn't my church. I don't go to church. So I guess maybe for something like charity, it might be nice to give it for free. Maybe to raise some money or donate the money you get from the commissions to an organization. I'm getting off topic. The point is, NSFW art is not a necessity. OP was kind enough to accept doing it for free for their cousin's birthday. And honestly, you can't be picky about free art. I swear, some people get so entitled about free art. A story that is kind of off topic, but when I started streaming on Twitch, I would do lots of options where you could get free-ish art. If you were a new sub, I would make you a drawing. But taking into account that subs are $5 to $25, not what I charge for a full portrait. So the whole point was I would give you a portrait and I would just draw something I wanted to draw for you. Be it related to your name, or sometimes people would just be like, a cat girl, like something very general. At one point I had a wheel to decide what you would get. People would get so in their heads about it. Some people would not even pay the $5 up, but get one gifted, and then will send me a commission form or write this super detailed description of what they wanted. One person even wanted to use their $5 drawing for a Twitch emote and merch. Like, are you kidding me? This was something I did for fun, to thank people and to give me more ideas for drawings to make on stream. And there were people who were so entitled that they wanted to take the art I was making for them to sell merchandise and profit from it. Needless to say, I don't do that anymore. People would write angry messages because I didn't draw what they wanted. So, Anyways, all of this is to say, the cousin being like that about the free art she was getting doesn't surprise me. Because some people think art is so easy, especially if it's digital. And then to boot, she goes on a rant on social media. What else with people going on rants in social media over things like this anyway? Making a fool of themselves. Just remember, as an artist who does commission, you can always say no. You can also do what I do and have a little something that says, I reserve the right to refuse a commission if it's something I'm not comfortable doing. You don't have to give an explanation either. Don't force yourself to draw things you don't want to. And people who commission art, if an artist says they don't want to do it, don't get upset about it. Artists can have many reasons for not wanting to draw something. Just find someone else. There's plenty of other people who I'm sure will be willing to do it. And don't go on a social media rant because an artist refused your work. I mean, yeah, maybe they're genuinely being something like homophobic or racist, but not because they don't feel comfortable doing NSFW art. Also, sometimes artists just don't know how to draw certain things. Like if someone were to commission me and tell me, hey, can you draw this 2 girls kissing? I would be like, hey, I would love to draw that, but I'm terrible at drawing kisses. You're better off looking for someone else. I actually recently got a commission request that involved drawing a realistic dog. And I was like, I can't for the life of me draw a realistic dog. Sorry. Like, yeah, I could take the commission if you really want it that bad for me, but I think you could get something way better for your money with someone else. I mean, you can probably avoid things like this by seeing what people have in their portfolio. I swear, sometimes people ask for a commissions and they see it as doing a favor to the artist. In my case, because they like my streams or my YouTube videos or they find me on Instagram or something. I sometimes get people telling me like, hey, I really like your stream and I want to support you by commissioning you. And then they ask me for realistic scenery. And I'm like, hey, I appreciate that you want to commission me, but most artists don't draw everything. Maybe look up their work and commission them from their art style or what they specialize in. And not because you think they're a nice person. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate wanting to help me out, but don't get upset when I don't draw that. Sometimes people feel like I'm being ungrateful by not accepting their commissions. It's just that they clearly didn't see my body of work, and I can tell that by what they're asking for. Once again, I'm rambling. So, what did we learn? Don't be entitled. Yeah, basically that. If you're an artist, don't expect friends to commission you. Don't expect everyone to like your work, and other artists are not your competition. If you're commissioning an artist, be respectful of their do's and don'ts. You're not entitled to anything because you're providing money, and you're definitely not entitled to anything if someone is being kind enough to give it to you for free, you know? Artists have their terms and conditions for a reason. Don't expect them to bend them for you. I hope you guys learned something from this. I know a lot of especially younger artists feel like they need to take every chance they get for a commission and end up doing work they don't like or struggle with getting good results. Don't let others take advantage of you just because they're waving money around. Do what's best for you, for your mental health, and so that you can continue enjoying art. Because let me tell you, I know firsthand what it's like to work on art you hate for a job, and I get that sometimes it's a necessity and you have to push through. But if it's not, then don't feel pressure, because it sucks. It sucks to work on art you don't like. Well, that's all for this video. I'm sorry if I got rambly or lost focus on the point, but if you're not new, you know that happens from time to time. Sorry this video is so late, oh my god. I've had the script done for the longest time, but I stayed with my sister for almost a month and recording there was impossible. Now that I'm back home, hopefully I came back to more regular uploads. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe. I can't even tell you what kind of videos I do these days because I don't even know. But sometimes they're mostly art related and internet related, so hang out with us if you want. I also stream on Twitch if you want to see these speed paints done in real time. That's where you should go, and sometimes I play video games too. If you have any suggestions for topics, you can leave them here or any social media I have in the description. Be sure to check those out for that and updates about video and art stuff. Thank you for watching. Special thanks to my patrons who somehow stick around even with the lack of content these days. And by these days, I mean this past few months. And yeah, see you next time. Have a good day, good night, and get fine. Bye.